Hello everyone, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Keisha and welcome back to another episode of TBR Treasure. Phone a friend, phone a friend. Today we are going to be picking out my September TBR, but I'm extra excited for this month because it is my birthday month, so I have an extra little chest box today that we are going to open and pick a prompt from because I did want to do a birthday prompt, so I have an extra one to do, and I do have lots of fun things planned this month. I think I've a little bit overbooked myself, but just don't expect me to get to all the things. I am going to share what my plans are, but I'm hoping to have a nice birthday month with friends. I do have some fun things coming up, so without further ado, let's just jump into it. First and foremost, before I go into anything else, I did want to highlight one of my best friends, Jordan from Jordan Elaine. So if you don't already know this, which if you don't, you should, she has started a Patreon and I'm so incredibly excited for her. She has been sharing all of her different ideas and thoughts with me over the past couple of months, and I have just been anticipating this so much. I love being my friends' biggest cheerleaders, so I've been so excited to hype up her Patreon. So if you know anything about Jordan, she is just a wonderful friend. She is a blessing from the Lord. She's a great Christian, and she also is a big fantasy lover, and she loves romance books and all those things, but she's also a big nostalgia nerd. So if you are looking for a good time, if you're looking for a group of people that you can get together with and have sleepovers with, or if you are looking for people who you can be a nostalgia nerd with, reminisce on different things and just kind of have that whole fun, classic sleepover vibe, scrapbooking type, just girlhood vibe, definitely check out Jordan's Patreon. I will leave it linked down in the comments below. I am going to be reading the book club book for her Patreon. I don't know what that is yet because the vote is still going on. Either that or it has just been announced. So if I do know it by this point in time, I will let you all know what that book is. But if not, I don't know what that book is at this point. So I'm just very excited to be a part of her community and just encourage her on in this because I know this is something that is just her passion project. She has put so much hard work into this. So if you have not checked out Jordan, definitely go check out her channel link below. And if you're interested in joining her Patreon, again, I've left that linked down below as well. I do want to start with my birthday box for the month. So I did just add, this is from the Dollar Tree, just this little pre-wrapped present that has some prompts in it. So these are just fun, easy birthday prompts that are not going to cause me any stress. Basically, I'm going to be able to pick whatever book I need to from these prompts, but I wanted to do prompts because it's just more fun that way. So let's go ahead, shake it up a little bit. This has a different sound than those. Okay, so let's figure out what my birthday book prompt is going to be. Okay, that one flew out, so we're just going to go with this one. I'm not going to try to show you guys these. You're just going to have to trust me because I can't get my camera to focus. So we're just going to, it's going to be fine. Okay, so my prompt is a book for a vlog. So this is funny because I have a lot of ideas for a vlog this month, but I don't really know what vlogs are going to happen and what vlogs are not going to happen. So I'm going to have to be very mindful about what book. I'm going to have to be very mindful. Pick a very cutesy book. Be very demure. I see all these videos and I still don't know how to say that stinking word. Also, those videos are so annoying, but they get stuck in my head. So anyways, I'm going to have to be very mindful of how I pick this. So I think if I do a vlog, it'll probably be a fall vlog, and I've really been itching to read this book. So I'm going to go ahead and pick Just Don't Fall by Emma St. Clair. This is one of my 12 books by 12 friends for this year. Jessie from Reading with Jess actually picked this one for me, and she got it for me for my birthday last year. So how fitting that I'm going to be reading this book. This book is the first book in the Sweater Weather Sweet Rom-Com series by a bunch of different clean romance authors. I've been wanting to try the series since last year and I just never got around to it. So I'm really excited because I've also wanted to try out Emma St. Clair. The synopsis says, before Logan Barnes was hockey's hottest bad boy, he was my brother's best friend and my first crush. I love this trope. I love that it's a hockey romance because I really fell in love with Courtney Walsh's hockey romance series, the Holidays with Heart series. And then also it's brother's best friend, which I also love. And then also it's like her first crush. So potentially like I don't know if it's like second chance romance, but it's got that vibe of like, this guy's been in her life for a while, you know? Upon further reading, I was right. It is second chance because it says, oh yeah, and the guy who ghosted me and broke my teenage heart. Oh, okay. Now Logan is back in Harvest Hollow, but not willingly. Recovering from an injury and some bad press, he's stuck playing for our minor league team, which means I'll be working with him almost daily. As the hockey team's social media manager, it's my job to wrangle all the guys into filming TikTok trending videos, but Logan doesn't want to be wrangled. Turns out, neither does my heart, because my old crush never died, and when Logan becomes my accidental fake boyfriend, those old feelings flare hot enough to melt the ice. But this is all totally one-sided, totally fake, isn't it? No matter what signals he seems to be giving me or how real things start to feel, I know Logan's not home for good. I survived Logan leaving me once, but this time I'm not so sure my heart will recover. This is giving My Phony Valentine by Courtney Walsh vibes, except in the fall, and I am here for it. I'm so stinking excited to read this. This is probably going to be like a 4 or 5 star prediction for me because I love me some sweet, clean rom-coms. So fingers crossed that I love Emma St. Clair in this book. Okay, which one are we going to do next? I think I'm going to go ahead and get the phone a friend out of the way. I saved it for last time, but I feel like I need more time for my friends to respond. So we're going to go ahead and phone a friend, and I really hope whatever friend is chosen is in pocket today because I don't need my out-of-pocket friends being chosen. Oh my goodness. Okay. I just love this. Okay. I was going to sing a song, but then I was like, no, that would be awkward. But I was like, phone a friend, phone a friend, phone a friend. I need like a theme song for each box, right? Probably not. Okay. Let's see. This one. Who's it going to be? It's Lauren! Okay, I don't know if Lauren is going to be in pocket. It's a Sunday afternoon, and I know she's usually spending time with family on the weekends, so I'm going to text her and see if maybe she gets back with me. So I'm going to have Lauren pick from my TBR cart, so I'll be back in just a minute and let you know what book she picked. Okay, we're back, and I have included the text conversation between me and Lauren here, so you know this is accurate. I asked Lauren to pick a book for me, and at first, the first book that she told me to do, which if I can get it out of here. Oh gosh, did I rip something? No, okay, but I almost did. The Night in Question by Susan Fletcher. She's the reason why I own this book because I saw her put it in a vlog, but she hasn't read it yet. And so I do really want to get to this one, but because I feel like she knows me and wanted to take things easy on me because obviously like I have a lot of books that I pick out every month, she did end up choosing our buddy read for the month. And that is A Voice in the Wind by Francine Rivers. This is the first book in the Mark of the Lion trilogy. And I'm really excited to read this one because I know now that I am enjoying more biblical fiction, but it is still a brick and I am still really nervous about it because it's thick and there are a lot of words on the page. But we are going to go through this one pretty slow and like kind of just take the whole month to read it. So hopefully I'll be able to get through it. I don't really know what this one is about. It doesn't tell on the back, but it says, well, I guess this little part, it says, torn by her love for a handsome aristocrat, a young slave girl clings to her faith in the living God for deliverance from the forces of decadent Rome. So we'll see if I like this one, but this is also one of my 12 books by 12 friends. Jordan wanted me to read this year, so this is also for Jordan. So it's kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone there. So I've been putting it off. It's about time that I read it. I've been saving it for this month, so now Lauren and I can buddy read it together. So Lauren, thank you for picking the easy book. I do really want to get to this one soon though. Apologies in advance if the angle shifted at all. I did have to use my phone, which I record on, to contact Lauren. But we're going to go ahead and move on to the next chest. So let's do seasonal. This is going to be all new prompts that I asked you all for to submit on Instagram. I think I forgot to post on YouTube, so I'm sorry. On my community tab, I usually would ask you for fall reading prompts, but these are ones that were submitted to me on Instagram as well as some more that I included. So this is my seasonal jar chest. I keep saying jar because I'm like TBR jar, but it's like TBR Treasure chest. Keisha, get it together. So this is going to be all fall prompts. So let's go ahead and shake her up. Okay, that's good. All right. I don't know which one I want. I'm like looking at them like, can I tell anything? But no, they're like literally all the same size. So let's just go with it. Okay. So my fall reading prompt is a book released in a fall month. Okay. A book released in a fall month. So I would say like September. Does this tell? I don't think these tell. I don't know if these tell the actual month that they were released, so I may have to do some digging. I think these just tell the year. So let me grab my laptop and check Goodreads real quick and see if I can figure out which one of these books was released in a fall month. Man, I'm really having to do a lot of work today. Y'all don't know because it's edited, but we're gonna have to like dig deep for this one. I've literally found 2 books for August, but I can't find one for September. So, I mean, like, can I cheat? Okay, actually, I just thought of something. I have a book that I need to read this month, and it releases this month. So let me go ahead and talk about this one. I don't have it on my TBR cart because I don't have it in my hands yet because it doesn't release until September 3rd. This book is going to count. So this is Monster Tree by Sarah Allen. This is a spooky middle grade novel, and it's by one of my favorite spooky middle grade authors. So this time last year, I think it was actually September when I read this, I read The Nightmare House by Sarah Allen. And this book, you guys, is so good. So it is about this girl named Penny Hope, and she has this monster under her bed that she's scared of. So she tries to like make a deal with him or make friends with him, but it ends up not going in her favor. So this monster's name is the Fear Maker, and she has a lot of anxiety from this monster. She starts to even have nightmares, and those nightmares seep into real life, and she starts seeing all of these people with hollowed out eyes. Now, this may sound kind of spooky. It is a spooky middle grade, but I will say that this story has some really great faith tie-ins. There is a gardener in this story, and whenever Penny is with the gardener, she can't sense the Fear Maker. And there's just so many great faith themes in this book if you're looking for them. Now, obviously, if you're not looking for them, you can read this and still enjoy it. It is a good, like, good versus evil story. However, if you are looking for faith themes, I think this is a great book to pick up. So I'm very excited to be reading Monster Tree. I was reached out to see if I would be interested in reading this author's work, so I'm going to be posting a review of it about mid-month, and this one is going to be, I think it's like a mashup between Stranger Things and A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. So it's going to deal with grief and healing and a great story of friendship. So I cannot wait to get my hands on this one. Okay, so the next prompt box is going to be genre. So let's go ahead and check this one up. Okay, I love shaking them. So this is just any genre, so hopefully it's a genre that I want to / need to read this month. So we'll see. Okay, let's see what this one is. This is a bigger one. Romance. Oh man, I already have a romance. I only had one romance that I was gonna read this month. Okay. Oh wait, you know what? I think I might actually be able to make this work. Is it stretching? Maybe. Do I care? No. So I don't actually own this book yet either, so I'm going to read a little bit of the synopsis here. And I am cheating just a little because the primary genre for this book is fantasy, but it's a fantasy romance, so it counts. So that is going to be my choice for this prompt. This is Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Maurer. If I'm saying her last name incorrectly, I apologize. But I have had this on and off my TBR since before it ever came out. I remember seeing it. I remember like loving the sprayed edges that came with like the first edition, and I just never picked it up. And then it took the world by storm. Everybody loved it. And now I really need to read it. I'm a little bit nervous about it, but we'll see. It says it's like Once Upon a Time meets The Office. So it's supposed to be really funny, and it is about this assistant to the villain who I think falls in love with him. There's something about this that also gives me Nimona vibes. I don't know if you all ever read that graphic novel, but it kind of gives me those vibes. So there's a good chance that I will like this one. Okay, now we get to do the fun one. We get to do the emoji prompt, which I think you all really love, and it just makes me nervous, but I did this to myself. So let's go ahead and shake up the emoji one. This one is where I choose just like a single emoji, or I can choose a couple of different emojis, just depending on how the first one makes me feel, and then I pick a book from that emoji. So I have like a ton of these. So let's just see which one we get. Okay. Dang, I know what book I need to pick for this. Okay, so I got this, but it doesn't fit for her. Well, it's gonna fit. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see this, but I got this chef emoji. It's like a girl chef. And I know exactly what book. It's not a book. Okay, I've literally been pushing this off, and you guys are gonna kill me. But, oh wait, but you know what? I could pick another book. Wait, hold on. Okay, let me tell you what I was gonna do. I was gonna say I need to read When in Rome, but she's not the chef, he is. However, let me check. Let me check. I have to read this book this month. So let me see. Cherry Pie or Die by CeeCee James. I mean, this is like you're baking. Am I going to use this one? Probably. You know what? I'm going to use this one. I don't even know. There's got to be a chef or somebody's cooking something in here if there's a cherry pie. Okay, I'm going to pick this one because this is my friend Hannah from the Teachers TBR. This is her book club pick for the month for her Comfy Cozy Book Club. And this month she has Leah and Wendy co-hosting with her. So I really am excited to read this book. It is a cozy murder mystery. It's the first in a Baker Street mystery. So like I said, this is Cherry Pie or Die by CeeCee James. And I feel like baking and a pie go together. So do not come at me. This is the emoji I'm choosing. So this says, after a traumatic life event, Georgie Tanner returns to her hometown to start her life over at 31 years old. Okay. Can we talk about the fact that this character is 31 and I'm turning 31 this month in September? Obviously, it's fitting for me to read this. Add sporadic memory loss to the mix, and Georgie is a certified hot mess. Luckily, Aunt Cecilia is there with a job for Georgie. She might not feel able to take on the world, but she thinks she's up for taking tourists through Gainesville, Pennsylvania's historic downtown. The place is as American as apple pie, steeped in rich revolutionary history, Amish settlements, ghost stories, and colonial manners. Georgie knew it was a safe place to go to piece back her memories. After all, what could go wrong in a sleepy town like this? Until she leads a group of tourists through the Three Maidens Manor, a battle site converted into a museum. When the power goes out during the tour, Georgie thinks it's a crazy fluke. But when it returns, she has 6 panicked guests and a dead man in her midst. Who would want to kill him? And more importantly, which one of them was the murderer? So this sounds like it's going to get a little bit historical too, which I think that could be really interesting. So definitely excited to pick this one up for the Comfy Cozy Book Club. Okay, friends, those are all of my prompts, but I do have some other books that I need to read this month. Like I said, I may not get to all of these, but we're just going to cross our fingers and hope that I can get to as many of them as possible. So I am participating in some book clubs and buddy reads this month. Is anybody surprised? Probably not. But first, let me talk about the book club that I host, which is Revive, a Christian book club where we do this bi-monthly and read either a Christian fiction or a Christian nonfiction book. And this month's pick is going to be biblical fiction, and it is Up From Dust, Martha's Story by Heather Kaufman. This is the first book in the Women of the Way series that Heather Kaufman has started. I'm very excited to read this one because I have learned this year that I actually really enjoy biblical fiction. Tessa Afshar in particular is a new favorite biblical fiction author for me, so I'm excited to check out Heather Kaufman. So for this month in Revive, I do have 2 co-hosts. They are Jordan from Jordan Elaine and Hannah from the Teachers TBR. We are all going to be buddy reading this, but we are buddy reading it with you all. So we did want to read this all together, so that's why I asked these girls to join me, because this was the book that we ended up picking for Revive. So I hope that you all can join me as we dive into Martha of Bethany's story. I am so intrigued by this, and I really think it's going to be good for me because I feel like sometimes I can be a Martha versus a Mary. If you are curious about how to chat about this book with us or any dates, just know that I do have a Discord that is linked down in the description box below where you can join in on the conversation and just chat about all things over on the Revive Discord. And I also will be having reading sprints with these ladies on September 10th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then we will have a book discussion on Up From Dust on September 24th at also 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I hope you all can join us for Revive this month as we read Up From Dust. Another book club that I'm co-hosting this month is the Libronauts book club, which is a science fiction book club hosted by my friend Elise from Literally Elise. Now, this may come as a surprise to y'all. You're like, okay, Keisha, I've been on your channel for a while and you do not read sci-fi. You would be correct. I have not really enjoyed very many sci-fi books, but there have been a couple and there are some that I still want to try. And the one that we chose for this month of Libronauts that I'm so excited about is Foe by Iain Reid. I have read one other book by this author. It is I'm Thinking of Ending Things, which was also adapted into a movie. I did not watch the movie because I've heard it was horrible, and I have no desire to change anything about that story in my mind from the book, because I flew through that book in one sitting last December. I think it was last December, maybe the December before. And I just absolutely loved like the suspense and thrill of his writing. He does a really good job of like psychological thrillers. So this book is a little bit different sounding, but I'm still very intrigued. And also this has been turned into a movie. So I'm really hoping we get to watch that along with reading the book. The synopsis says, in Iain Reid's second haunting philosophical puzzle of a novel set in the near future, Junior and Henrietta live a comfortable, isolated life on their farm, far from the city lights, but in close quarters with each other. One day, a stranger from the city arrives with alarming news. Junior has been randomly selected to travel far away from the farm. Very far away. The most unusual part, arrangements have already been made so that when he leaves, Henrietta won't have a chance to miss him because she won't be left alone, not even for a moment. Henrietta will have company, familiar company. Told in Reid's sharp and evocative style, Foe examines the nature of domestic relationships, self-determination, and what it means to be or not to be a person. An eerily entrancing page-turner, it churns with unease and suspense from the first words to its shocking finale. I am so stoked for this, and it's a short book. I feel like it's going to read really quick, and I cannot wait to figure out what this story is all about and read it with Elise for the Libronauts book club. If you are interested in joining us for the discussion, that is going to be on Wednesday, September 25th. So I was just talking about biblical fiction just a couple books back, and I mentioned Tessa Afshar. So I feel so honored that Tessa Afshar's team reached out to me to see if I would be interested in being on the launch team for her upcoming release, which is not until November, but I'm reading it early, of The Queen's Cook. So this is going to be the first book in the Queen Esther's Court series, where it's going to explore 3 of Queen Esther's friends. So Queen Esther is a person from biblical times. You can read about her in the Bible, and this is going to draw from her life and how she has influenced these 3 friends in very pivotal moments of their life. And this one is about her cook. So I'm very excited to see how she's going to weave the love of Jesus and just other Bible stories and scripture and all the fun things that Tessa Afshar does. She just does such a good job of putting God's heart in her work. So I'm very excited to read this one. I do have to read it by the end of the month because we have some like launch team tasks to do all throughout October, because this book comes out on November 19th. So if you're interested in biblical fiction and a really great biblical fiction author, make sure to check out Tessa Afshar's new book come in November. I do have a couple other buddy reads for the month. One of them is Beneath These Cursed Stars by Lexi Ryan. So I was going to read this last month, but I figured it was going to get pushed to September. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about this. But Lexi Ryan is the author of a YA fantasy duology. The first one was These Hollow Vows, and the second was These Twisted Bonds. And this is a spin-off book, or potentially series, I don't know, that is following the main character from the first book's sister. So this is following her sister and then another character that I really enjoyed from the first book. So I'm hopeful that I will enjoy this one. I feel like it's going to be a quick read. It's a pretty short series, or a short book, and I did give both of the other books 4 stars. I'm a little bit like hit or miss with fantasy books, but I've found that I really like YA romantasy, so hopefully I will enjoy this one, and I am going to be buddy reading this with my friend Yvette from Livrace Adores. And the last book that I am going to put on my TBR for this month, now again, this could all change, but I do need to read A Tale of Two Biddies by Kylie Logan. I meant to read this back in July and I didn't get around to it. It is the second book in the League of Literary Ladies Cozy Mystery series. I read the first book in this series with my friend Leah from Leah Beth Book Time, and I really want to read the second one because the third one is a Halloween themed book. So I want to get through this one so I can read the third one for spooky season. So this one is taking place during, I think, what is it? Bastille Day, which is a French holiday, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, those are French flags, right? And it takes place during the summer, so I am a little late reading this one, but I love this series. The first book follows these group of ladies who live in the same neighborhood and they don't get along. So they basically get court ordered to join a book club and have to discuss a book together. And in the first book, that book was Murder on the Orient Express. And so that book was called Mayhem at the Orient Express. And the book for this time's book club pick is going to be A Tale of Two Cities. So we have A Tale of Two Biddies, and the characters in this are so quirky and funny, and there's so much banter, and the bickering just makes me laugh. So I really like the characters in this town that they're in, so hopefully I will continue to enjoy the series. This is the second of 5, so I feel like it's pretty feasible for me to get through these over the next few months. So those are going to be all the books that I plan to read this month. You could see some other books get added to my TBR, as well as some be taken off because I don't really know how many books I'm going to be able to get to, but these books are obviously my top priority. Also, I wanted to mention that because it's my birthday month, I am going to be doing birthday reading sprints on my channel on September 19th, which is a Thursday, and it will be at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm going to have all my besties there with me, and I'm so excited to just be able to hang out with them that night. We are going to be doing some reading, but you can expect with 10 of us being there that we're also probably going to be doing a lot of chatting. But I would love if you could join us and celebrate my birthday with me. That would be amazing. My birthday is actually on September 20th, so we're just going to be doing it a day early just in case I go out for the night of my birthday. Other than that, I hope to film some vlogs this month and do some more reading sprints, but I don't have anything else on my schedule right now because as you can see, I have a pretty packed month. But we shall see what I get up to. If you have made it this far in the video, then I would love it so much if you would leave a fall emoji down in the comments because I am getting adjusted into fall. I did bring out a couple of pumpkins. I haven't brought out all my fall decor yet because I usually do that over Labor Day weekend. So when you're seeing this, I'll probably be decorating in the coming days for fall, but I'm so ready for the cooler weather. I've kind of been hanging on to summer, unlike other people who I know have just been itching for fall. But I love the long days and the heat doesn't bother me too bad. I do love fall. It's my favorite season, but I've just kind of been holding on to every day a little bit more because the older you get, the faster time flies, and sometimes I don't like that. But I am ready for fall now, so go ahead and drop a fall emoji if you've made it this far just to show your support, and let me know if I should bump up any of these books on my TBR to like the very, very top. I hope you all have a great start to your month, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, friends.